Hello guys, and welcome to another video. And in today's video I'm finally going to build my battery pack because I'm converting my bike to electric. So I'm going to show the process of building the battery, even though I'm not an expert on this. This is the first time I'm doing this, to be honest, so hopefully it goes right. And also have built already the layout of how it's going to be connected, the series and parallel, the cells. So starting from cells, this is our Samsung 50s cell, which is a high performance battery for this kind of stuff, for this kind of use, which is going to be for my bike. And also this Daly BMS, which supports 8 to 24S. So mine is going to be at 20S, 20S 4P. So that's 72 volts. That's a nominal voltage, but fully charged is 84. So it's also discharging 150 amps and charging 150 amps. Balance current 1 amp, which I'm not sure if that's true, but we'll find out. And this obviously is just too much for this battery pack. I think 100 amps is enough. I just I just didn't know. As I said, this is the first time I'm doing this, and I think this is just too big and too thick also. It's too thick. And so I think 100 amps is alright, because I only need 90 amps to have 6,000 watts, 6,000 watts, yeah, power. I only need 90 amps. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. So I'm getting confused. So all of these things that I bought are from AliExpress, and at the end of the video I'm going to show the cost of what it cost me to build this battery. And yeah, so first step, I'm going to start from the holders, the battery holders, because my design is a special design that would fit, I think, most frames that are for suspension, that have the suspension horizontal. Yeah, and like it has this triangular space here. Sadly, I couldn't use these cell holders because it make a huge difference in space that it just didn't fit on the frame, and it was really bad. Really, I thought it was gonna fit, but it didn't. And so what I did is just stick the cells together with hot glue, and then put tape on the side so that they don't fall, because that glue isn't too strong. So put that tape, 3 layers of that tape, to make sure it didn't it was just really tight there. And yeah, so I did 3 layers of that tape around on the side. If you plan to make a similar battery to mine, just follow the way I did it, because it is right. I'm surprised, because my first time everything is correct at the configuration I did. And yeah, keep watching. I'm on the next step now, which is to spot welder this, and I'm going to use this. And this is where I encountered my second problem, which was that the spot welder wasn't powerful enough to go through 0.2 millimeters of pure nickel plate. So what I returned that, and I got another one. I bought another one which was more powerful, and it was able to go through that thickness. So yeah, that's what happened there. Quick advice here is that once you're done with the first side, when doing the second side, I recommend you to use rubber gloves, and also be careful of misplacing the nickel plate, because it could make spark. And just be really careful when doing the second part. Alright, as you can see, I didn't record the balancing cables, doing the balancing cables, but as you can see, it's almost done. I already, as you can see, the balancing cables, though I need to put these cables, because this BMS supports 24S, but mine is a 20, so these cables don't need to be connected, so I'm going to put them. And as you can see, the cables here going through I sent them through here. There was a small here from the tape hole that I sent through the cables through there, and the cables were long enough to reach to the last here. Well, yeah, almost last cable. The last cable is the positive one. It was another one, but yeah. So it was able to reach. So it was long enough at the cables, and which was great. So I will be putting pictures here on the screen so that it's easy for you to follow the steps on how I connected the balancing cables, and so it's very easy for you to do this. And next step, what I'm gonna do is put some fish paper on here so that my BMS is gonna be here, sitting here, and my positive wire I haven't connected yet. I was thinking of how to connect it, but one thing that I want to add about this Daly BMS is that for it to work, you need to make sure you connect the temperature wires that it comes included in the box. So it has two. Make sure you plug this in, because it won't work if you don't. Because I've noticed that when I unplug this and you measure the P minus with the positive, which is the negative that goes to the main negative of your output, is jumping. It's not an accurate reading. The voltmeter is not reading accurate voltages. It is constantly changing when these temperature wires are not connected. And when you connect them, it also the LED here, it changes to blue, not to green. So if it's not working properly, it would be red. If it's not connected, but it changes when it's connected at the high temperature. So make sure you. All right, I have finished now putting all fish paper around, and I'm going to also put another here on the side. So right now I'm going to connect the balancing cables. I don't have anything yet connected here, because after I'm going to solder the cables, and obviously the cable is too long. And the charging, I'm just going to test it now if it really works, if it's working now. I have already soldered, not really, it's just to test now, but I wouldn't, obviously it's just, that's why it's like this, okay. But I'm going to connect that now. Make sure obviously these cables are not touching anything. Make contact. So I'm going to start by plugging this. Alright, I think that is secure there. Second, and positive wire should turn on, and if not, terrible news if not. Okay, we have green light. Maybe you can see it. It is green, so that means that it's working. And wow, it's just amazing to see it now after so long of making this project. It's taking me quite long, because well, it's the first time I'm doing this, and so there's a lot of things that I didn't know, and well, I wish I knew. So it took a bit longer because of the things I had to buy, the parts to build this. Obviously it took a while, and so, but for you maybe guys, I'm gonna put everything that I bought, so that it's easy for you guys to build this. So you buy everything at once, though it might be expensive though. I haven't actually make how much I actually spent on this, that I didn't actually make the numbers, but after well, now I'm going to try to charge it since on, and we check after the app if it's working or not. So I'm going to connect this to the charging. As you can see, I bought this charger. It's quite huge, you can see, compared to my head, quite big. And I'm gonna be honest. So I'm going to plug this. It should be connected to the right cables, and let's see. All right, it's charging. Great. here this charger has a screen so that I can see that it's charging at 5 amps. It actually says here the current voltage that it has, which is charging at 5 amp, 79.5 volts, and yeah, incredible. Finally I make it work. So obviously this I'm going to make sure it's properly connected after I build the case. That I'm gonna be doing tomorrow because it's already 9 o'clock here. So that is for tomorrow. But wow, it's working now. So this is where I encountered my third problem, is that with the
foam
around the battery, it also make a lot of difference in space that I didn't have, and so I removed that. I just put a lot of tape around the battery, and so that the battery was like tight enough so the batteries wouldn't move, or like because it's heavy. So I did make sure I put a lot of tape around so that they wouldn't move or like separate each other, which I hopefully doesn't happen. So that's why I put a lot of tape instead of this heat shrink. So yeah, that's what I instead did. Okay, the next step is to cut this aluminum that I bought. It wasn't really well. It cost me around 33 pounds, and yeah. So this is aluminum supposed to be bendable, so I can bend it and hopefully make it the shape that I've designed. So what I'm gonna do is to cut here. I have already marked here a line which has 9.5 millimeters. No, 9.5 centimeters, which is 95 millimeters. So sorry for the light, it just turns off and on. So yeah, so here is 9.5 centimeters wide. So I'm going to cut all this long so that I can bend it and make it the shape that I wish. And after, obviously, maybe I have to cut and well, because I have to, the end of each have to touch. So somehow I need to make that happen. But right now I'm going to cut this. So this should be enough to fit the battery in, and put after I have the rest obviously of the metal to cut the sides of the battery, and obviously it's gonna be in the outside of the H here. So it's gonna be sitting like this. So yeah, right now I'm going to cut this and see how it goes, because hopefully make it straight, because I'm doing it manual with this, which doesn't seem really well. I will try. This is one of the processes that also took a lot of time to do, and is cutting this a whole meter. I had to cut all by hand. And well, if you have maybe electric, so maybe you can obviously skip that process, like do it instantly. So the next step was to bend. As you can see in the video, I did make a mistake of bending in the wrong angle and having to make it straight again, like back to straight. And from what I know, aluminium would tend to snap or break, so it didn't happen, luckily. And so I guess you have an opportunity to fix your mistake. And so also at the end, as you can see, I already could, and I didn't know how to welder this together, aluminium. So what I did is use super glue and use tape, 3 layers I think. Also I used, and also put like horizontally I use also more tape, so that I just hope it doesn't open. And so yeah, that's what I did.
So next step was to make the holes. As you can see, I did it with the drill, and I work around how to like do a line so that like I can put the house clamps, also called Jubilee style clamps, through. It was a bit difficult to get them through, but I was able to. It was a bit difficult, but it worked out. And so the next thing was to do the hole to put the connector, an XT90 connector, and yeah, also use the drill to make tiny holes and then like shape it around so that I think the video is good enough to like says what I'm trying to say that I can explain. I don't know. But yeah, so the way I did it, yes, is just as you can see in the video. Yeah, it took a bit of time, but at the end it did work out, and I'm happy with the results. Really happy, actually, really happy. Everything is working out perfectly, as you can see. So that's the finished product. Like after that, it was just do another two small holes to put the screws, which wasn't difficult to put. It was relatively easy. As you also notice, it has positive, minus, and negative, so you don't get wrong that. Since I'm not a professional welder, it did took a bit of time. I was getting frustrated because I couldn't stick that together, like welder that, the connector. So definitely I was getting frustrated, but luckily I was able to put them together, and yeah, then everything worked out. So when putting the panels, you want to start from the side that the BMS is facing. So that's where you put the screws. And also I use wood. They also serve as just so that the battery doesn't move inside. So that's why I left the wood there, and I put also some metal mounts. And here is the reason why I cut the panel a bit bigger to the case, is because I wanted to make sure that the panel covered the entire case. I didn't want to maybe a hole was left, like I cut a bit short, I cut a bit more than I should, and so that's why I cut after, was the panel screw onto the case. And that really came handy because I cut it perfect to the edge of the case. So once the panel was done, I move on to the charging port, and I'm using a GX16 3-pin connector, male. And before I soldered the cables, I first did the hole on the panel where the charging port goes. And the way I did it is, as you can see in the picture in the video, I did exactly to the edge because I had limited space, because also the cables, I didn't want them to be bent, so I did exactly to the end where is a small space for the cables to go through without bending. I highly recommend you to use a cap for your charging port, because it will prevent dust and water to come into the battery, which you don't want. So that's why I recommend to use one of these caps that has a rubber, so that water doesn't come in to the battery. So the second panel I only glued because I didn't have space to put mounts and screw it, so I only used the Gorilla Glue, and it's strong, but I highly recommend you to let it dry in a temperature between 15 to 20 in a room that it has those temperatures, 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, because if you leave it outside like I did the first time, then it came off. I live in the UK, so it has low temperatures, like below 10, no minus 10, but below 10 degrees, and it's kind of cold, so it's better to leave it like in between 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. It will dry quicker and also strong, so I highly recommend you leave it maybe inside a room and letting it dry, and also put a lot of weight on top so it really sticks those two things together. So at this stage I'm almost done, but I wanted to add one more thing, and that was carbon fiber wrap, which carbon fiber is something that I love, but yeah, this time it has to be fake, and it also matches my bike's frame, which is also black, and it really makes the bike like go like incognito. You can't tell if it's electric or not unless you have like a close look to it, and it's really awesome. Yeah, I just love it.
Okay, I'm finally going to start the mounting process. As you can see, the battery is already ready there. I just put this phone, whatever, yeah, this, so that I don't scratch the frame. And I don't think they will last, but I will see if I can find a rubber, so that is better to mount these, but it won't flat like these ones have done, as you can see there. So it's actually a bit useless, but for the time being I'm going to keep it like that and just do the installation now, and then have a test, though I've already done so many tests, but anyway, I will install it now and show you how I do it. I will remove this because it's easier for me to fit the battery when I remove the pivot. It's called pivot link or something like that. So it's already unscrewed. Actually, this is okay. That's one piece. And the other one. This tiny washer supposed to be here. Fall down. Anyway, so now I'm going to take the battery, open these brackets. I forgot the name of it. Lighting bracket. Okay. And battery this way. Like this. And there you go. Easy. Now I just need to keep the bike still and tie this up. Okay. So now, to speed up the process of this, because this is quite a long bracelet, I forgot what jubilee, something like that it's called. Anyway, to speed up the process of tightening this up, a driller is really useful. Will really help do it faster. So what I will do now is just a little bit, so that they are in. Now, from up here, make sure you see that it's balanced, like in the middle. Last time I fitted, it wasn't balanced. Now you push it up, like so. Check that it's balanced, and then take the drill and tie this up. That is a bit tight there. Now I think, yeah, and just, yeah, no need to hold it anymore. I'm going to tie the bottom one. Now, since they're already tied a little bit there, you want to use a screwdriver to tie this now by hand and check like a right amount of pressure you feel like, or you think you can go in more. So what you want to make sure you check is that, well, as this battery is really tight here in this triangle space, you make sure that here is touching the top of this side of the bike, like the top here is touching the case.
so that you know it's not gonna touch. Now here this I forget the name of this, but this won't touch the back of the battery, which happened before, and I already damaged a little bit the aluminum, like the case here at the back. It was touching, so it damaged a little bit the case, I would say. Yeah. So now what is left to do is just put this back, and that should be relatively easy. It was a bit challenging to put this pivot bolt here on the other side, but finally it's done. So now let me show you. You have to make sure that it here is not touching. Well, that's in the case that you actually do yourself one of these. In my case, well, yeah, I don't know if you guys are gonna do it also, this experiment, but in any case, in a case that you do it, make sure it's not touching here. And yeah, well, yeah, I just realized, why am I like saying like it's not like everyone is gonna do it? So I should realize now, like, this is a unique experiment, unique project that I guess not everyone's gonna do, but now you have an idea on how to do it, or maybe build a battery that will fit your frame. Mine is a very specific battery because I really wanted a 72 volt battery, but some frames don't have the space to fit a battery like this one. I've seen frames that really have limited space here, or the design is not, doesn't help to convert to electric, some frames, but this frame actually just enough to fit 80 cells here of 2700 battery cells. Yeah, I think it's 2700. Anyway, so yeah, now it's done, and now you just have it a go. And there's a tiny problem here that I need to fix, and then I will do a ride test, and yeah, and also charge it. Actually, I'm gonna do it now and show you how it gets charged. And this is the main lead. So I'm gonna use my charger that I haven't shown you specifically. I still have wrapped on the back, tiny, well, the protector pack plastics that it came with. I haven't removed it, but this one I got from AliExpress for about 80 pounds. I'm not sure what is that in dollars, but about 80 pounds. Kind of a bit expensive for a charger, but if you compare to Apple chargers for their Macs, it's actually the same price of this one. About 80 for those laptop chargers, which is incredible. These chargers up to 93 volts, but it's variable, as you can see, from 10 to 93, and the current from 3 to 12 amps, which is insane. I'm only going to use 5 amps. I already set up the BMS to charge to a certain amount, but also over current, that's kind of settings stuff. I already set up that on the BMS, but here on this charger connects to Wi-Fi, and then on the Wi-Fi you go to a specific, doesn't have it here, but I'll put it on the screen. It has a IP address that you put it out on Google, and it takes you to the settings of this this device once it's connected to the internet, to the when it's connected to the electricity. As you can see there, now it's set up to charge up to 84 volts, which is the maximum capacity of this battery, fully charged. And so instead of using 3 amps, which is the standard low charging for most e-bikes batteries that come standard, and 5 amps is a really fast charger. In my case, I keep it in the middle, 4 amps, so that I kind of preserve the battery life. So I keep it on 4 amps, and it charges really fast, to be honest. I've never discharged the battery more than 40%, and I always kept it fully charged. but no, never. I've never died, like run out of battery, because I think that that's going to decrease the life of the cells. So I prefer not to throw the, the all the battery to zero when I'm riding. So I prefer to keep it low. I mean, a bit above 40, and it actually has a lot of range. That's another video. All right, I'm finally here at the park. I'm going to have a ride on the bike right now. Test drive. Voice is the best. Whoa. Alright guys, I'm gonna be quick here and explain the cost of my build. And I had tools which I didn't have to buy and have spent more money, and that is the soldering coating or whatever it's called, the hot glue gun, and the drill and the adapter to put a disc on it. Those things I had, and the drills I had also. The what are they called? Well, the drill I had, so I already had that, so I didn't have to spend that much money. But if you have those tools, that would be wonderful, and you wouldn't have to spend more money, because this project is already $823, which is quite a bit of money. But yes, so now I want to also add is that the things, electronic things, I will be putting the specific details and size and in the description below I will be putting details of everything here and this size, and what to get actually what I used in this video to build this battery. So cells, I bought 80 units, 80 cells, and 327. And I want to also say here is that depending on your, maybe you have also the Gen 4, this battery is the perfect, I think is the perfect battery for this kit, motor kit. The battery that I built is just amazing. It fits in the frame. It's like, you can't tell, like, it really looks like a normal bike, and it's not like on the battery on top, which is, I don't like it. It just looks it's not my style, I would say. I want it to be as what is the word I'm looking for, as minimalistic as it can get, and so that like you can't tell if it's electric or not unless you see the cable down on the crank. But so this battery is just the best. But I want to say that depending on your motor, that the power that has, you want to build a battery for. Maybe you have another motor that only maybe it has a max output of 2000 watts. So maybe you need different cells that don't have as much discharge current as the Samsung 50s, and you could buy cheaper cells, but make sure they are legitimate. Watch videos of the cells that you want to buy to make sure they are reliable and safe. There are some brands that, well, maybe they probably are cheap, but then it might come at a bigger cost in the future. So maybe you want to go safe with that. But yeah, that's all. And charger, I got myself a charger that has variable voltage and current, so I can charge a battery from, I think, 13 volts to 93 volts, and charge at a different speed from 3 amps to 12 amps, which is a huge battery. 13 amps I think it is, but yeah, that I just use 5 amps. I use 4 actually. To be in between 3 and 5, I use 4 amps. Yeah. And the Daly BMS, you want to get yourself a BMS that is higher, the amount of a bit higher the amount of current that you're gonna use, or discharge current that you're gonna use. So if it maybe my bike draws about 120 amps, my motor, maybe you need a bit less. That's why I got myself a 150 amp. Now I realize that it was good that I was going to buy 100 discharge current BMS, but I decided to go with a 50 just for precaution, and it actually came. It was a great purchase because it won't overheat easily. Well, it would be hard for that to overheat. Yeah. And yeah, so I think that's all the important things. Everything else, I will be putting specific the details of everything and size, as I mentioned, of everything in the description below, and so I make myself clear of what you actually need for this build, and so yeah, you can make one purchase, and not like myself, which I had to wait for because I didn't make the purchase at the same day, so everything was coming maybe this week, the other thing 2 weeks later, and so this actually project prolonged for a bit longer than I expected. So that's why I want to make myself as clear as possible, so that you can get everything at once, and then just right away start with your own project. Okay, I think also, look, before I end this video, this is the cell holder that I couldn't use. Yeah, so I couldn't use it, but here it is. It's a piece of art now. I put it here, right in my, which actually looks awesome. I will show you. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you love this video, and it took me a while to actually post this video, but finally this is the end. And yeah, I hope subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up if you love it, this video, and for more projects in the future for this channel, I'm thinking on creating another channel for more of a self discovery. I think there is in me a thing in that I'm trying to be, in a way, reborn in a new person, because I think there is way more in me that I believe, and I'm not using my full potential in a way. So that's what I mean. So probably the other channel is gonna be something related to self-improvement, I think, and what I'm actually doing, and the stuff that I'm like because I'm not perfect, so there are things that I felt doing, and so yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you love this video, and I hope to keep making more videos, keep the positive attitude, and yeah, peace guys, and take care, drive safe, ride safe.